Hello Standard 6, your Arun sir, and going to revise science, and the chapter is chapter 9, classification of living things. So dear children, now I am sure there is no confusion related to the living and non-living things, because in the previous chapter we have discussed, we have revised that there are certain characteristics which differentiate a living thing from the non-living things. That part is clear here. We are going to discuss about the classification, and I have told you that putting things together according to their similarities and dissimilarities into group is called classification. Putting things according to their similarities and dissimilarities into group, that is called classification. And we have also discussed that in the beginning two main classes were made, two main groups, two broad groups were there, and those two broad groups were plants and animals. Okay. So in the beginning, the classification of living things were done, and two broad groups were made, and those two broad groups were plants, and second group was animals. I am sure that you can differentiate into plants and animals. Certain characteristics which differentiates plants and animals. Plants, they have got chlorophyll, they can do photosynthesis, are fixed to the ground, cannot move from one place to another place, whereas animals can move from one place to another place. They are not fixed to the ground, they can't do photosynthesis, means they can't prepare their own food. And an organism which can't prepare their own food are called heterotrophs. And an organism which can prepare their own food are called autotrophs. So plants are autotrophs and animals are heterotrophs. That part is clear. And plant cell, there is difference between plant cell and animal cell also. Both are living organism, and I have discussed the characteristic that all the living organisms are made up of cell. Their body structure is made up of cell. But the plant cell is different from the animal cell. Plant cell, it has got cell wall. And this cell wall is absent in animal cell. And cell wall is hard, tough, and it is made up of cellulose. So, this plant cell has got cell wall, and cell wall is made up of cellulose. So, this part is clear that in the beginning two groups were made, and those two groups were plants and animals. And why we classify the living organism for proper study or for new information or to establish relationship with one organism to other organism. The main thing is that for proper study we classify the living organism into different groups. Now, two bases of classification are there. Basis of classification, as we have discussed, basis of classification, and we have discussed that one is natural basis, natural classification, and other is artificial. Natural and other is artificial. Artificial basis of classification depends on the habits and habitats. Depends on habits and habitats. Habitats means living place, and resemblance and difference on the other characteristic. That classification is the natural classification. So this part is clear. There are two bases of classification, natural and artificial. Now let us try to classify, not try to classify, let us revise the classification of plants. So classification of plants, different bases are there. Classification of plants, different bases are there. First one is on the basis of shape, size, lifespan. First one on the basis of shape, size and lifespan. And dear children, we have discussed that plants, if we are going to classify plant on the basis of shape, size and lifespan, it may be herbs or maybe shrubs or maybe trees. So plants can be herbs, shrubs or trees. Herbs are small plants. They have soft stem. They are very weak and very small, soft stem. Weak plants are the herbs. Pudina, dhania, okay, palak, you must have eaten. All these plants are the herbs. They have got very soft stem and they are weak. Next, coming to the shrubs, medium-sized plant, medium-sized plant, you can say less than 3 meter. Medium-sized plants less than 3 meter are bushy, branching from the near the ground, and that plant is shrub. Okay, rose plant, Mehndi, Hina, you have seen, they are the shrubs, and trees very large, very high, have got branches, but it is not necessary that all the trees have got branches. Palm tree, coconut tree, they haven't got branches, but they are very tall, their stem is woody, strong, and the stem is called as trunk. Very clear? So first type of classification we discussed on the basis of shape, size and lifespan. Next, on the basis of next classification of plant, and that is on the basis of life cycle. On the basis of life cycle. And on the basis of life cycle, plants may be annual, maybe biennial, or maybe perennial. So once more, let us revise about the annual, biennial and perennial plants. Annual plants complete their life cycle in one season. Wheat, paddy, they are the annual plant. Biennial plant, they take 2 seasons to complete their life cycle. In first season, growth and development of the body takes place, rooting, leaves, branches, and in second season, they will bear fruit and flowers. So those plants are the biennial plants, and perennial can survive for many years. So in short, I am going now. So second basis of classification of the plant is on the basis of life cycle, and that is annual, biennial and perennial. Third basis. And third basis is on the basis of flower. So, on the basis of flower, the plants may be flowering plant. If plant will bear flower, it will be flowering plant. If no flower will be present, then non-flowering plant. It is not necessary that all the plants are flowering plants. There are many non-flowering plants also. And examples are necessary, you must learn it. So, third basis, on the basis of flower, the plants may be flowering or non-flowering. And fourth basis of classification, and that is on the basis of habitat, means living place, on the basis of habitat. Dear children, on the basis of habitat, plants may be mesophytes. Plants may be mesophytes, hydrophytes, or xerophytes. And these three phytes are very, very important for the examination point of view. So first one is mesophyte, starting with M. Medium amount of water is required. Okay, medium amount of water means neither less nor more. And generally, the plants which we are seeing, the neem plant, the mango plant, all belong to the mesophytes category. Neither they require more water nor they require less water. So such type of plants are called as mesophytes. Hydrophytes are those plants which grow under water. You must have seen lotus, lily. They grow under water. So those plants which grow under water are called as hydrophytes. And third type of flower, which is very, very important for the examination point of view, xerophytes. Xerophytes are those plants which grow in extreme condition, less amount of water, or you can say in desert, minimum amount of water, or you can say grow in desert. Can you name such type of plants which grow in desert, require less amount of water? They have long, long roots to such water. Yes, cactus, cacti is a such type of plant which grow in the desert area or extreme or dry condition. So it was about the classification of plants, and as far as other group is concerned, that is the animal, and we have discussed that animals on the basis of their backbone are classified into vertebrates and invertebrates. Dear children, we will revise this vertebrate and invertebrate in the next video. Today, up to this much. Thank you very much.